It's a privilege to be here to talk about facility management, and it's also very interesting, following Johnny with RICS, is because Johnny and I had this little debate in terms of, and I'm sure you probably have had the same debate. Is facility management part of real estate, or is real estate part of facility management? It's like the chicken or the egg thing. Which comes first? But one thing that both Johnny and I, and I think everybody up here can agree upon, is that what all of us as nonprofit organizations are trying to accomplish worldwide is to really increase the awareness of facility management as a business discipline that can strategically help drive organizational growth, productivity, profitability, and create a much more environmentally friendly workplace and facility-built environment around the world. And that's what we're here about today, is to talk about how we do that. One of the aspects of FM is the fact that in the past, where FM really got started, is the fact that we did not have unity or integration. And inside of any organization, both public or private, what we found is that we had a lot of silos. And this is where facility management really started coming into play, because they had the ability to integrate and leverage the strengths of those silos to bring together a strategy and a business discipline that can actually drive change within inside of an organization. So what we see now worldwide is the rise of FM. Facility management is a business discipline that really is relatively young. And we see this worldwide growing dramatically. We're seeing how basically by looking at the workplace, we can actually impact the workplace productivity. We can see how it creates a better environment for the customers and the occupants of those facilities. So what we're seeing also is the fact that facility management and the professionals that are involved in facility management are being called on to do many more things than what they were in the past. So what may have been in the past just operations and maintenance is now a strategic asset for the organization. And not only do we focus on cost savings, we look at revenue enhancement and productivity enhancement. So as we continue along in evolving facility management, what we're looking for is the integration where everything works together. And by creating that shared vision of what facility management is, what does it actually mean inside of the organization, there's many different things that we have to do to get there. How we create that shared vision, how we create so that we can actually work together and mesh really well, is through having a common vocabulary. Having a common vocabulary is where IFMA has come in and play in terms of its credentials. And increasing that awareness of what is facility management, how do we validate the experience, is what several of us organizations up here on stage are doing. The world is a huge place. And there are so many people that are still involved with facility management that still don't understand that they are part of facility management, that they can actually benefit by what all of us up in here on stage can actually offer. So what we need to be able to do as an organization and as a discipline and everybody who's participating in this is to really become FM advocates. We need to be able to talk the talk of FM and make sure that we are creating that professional credential and professional experience that helps us do that. One other aspect that no matter where you are in the world, we're facing a demographic issue. And the fact is that many of the people that are in the FM profession, just like in other professions, in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, will definitely be retired, or at least they will hope to be retired. Hopefully we're resting on a beach someplace, relaxing, we hope. But what we also have behind us is actually fewer people in this age group that are coming in to take over these positions. We have had the benefit, especially anybody out there with gray hair like myself, of having many years of experience in dealing with a lot of these issues. Whereas the younger generation behind us is not going to have the same number of years of experience to be able to fulfill the roles and responsibilities that we have in facility management. So what are your organizations doing to help prepare that next generation of FM people and FM professionals? The fastest way is to try and increase that learning curve, and that is by participating in credentials such as the FMP, CFM, and SFP, as well as any of the others that are up here on stage. So what credentials are doing for FM is by basically increasing the level of professionalism, also creating that common vocabulary. One of the aspects of facility management is the fact that I can probably go through this room and find that we probably have at least 50 or 60 different types of disciplines and experiences that got you to facility management. We do not come to facility management with the same set of understandings in terms of what it means. Credentials help create that common vocabulary so we can share those experiences and add value to our organizations. At IFMA, what we did is we continually update what we call our global job task analysis, where we engage professionals in FM from all around the world to talk about what are the basic understandings of facility management, what are the basic job tasks that are required there, what are the common factors that exist throughout the world in terms of the application of FM. We all know that on a local or a regional basis, there will be differences in how FM is applied, but there's still a common core. And that's what IFMA's Global Job Task Analysis is about. The Global Job Task Analysis for IFMA creates a body of knowledge that is the core foundation of our credentials. It drives the questions on our exams, it drives the content for our courses, and it needs to be continually refreshed in order to make sure it stays relevant. Currently, the Global Job Task Analysis identified 11 core competencies. I'm not going to read through those, but as you can see, those core competencies are broad. And that is the unique aspect of facility management. People who are attracted to facility management do not like to be just doing one thing. They're usually very high energy, have the ability to juggle multiple things at the same time, and also have the ability to be extremely flexible. We sometimes laugh at this because bottom line is that if you put them in an accountant's job, sitting behind a desk processing papers all day, they probably wouldn't survive very well. Agreed, yes. But you know, the aspect of facility management is that if you look at today's younger generation, what a great career and a profession that we can share with the younger generation. The younger generation are doing this and this and this on their cell phones. They're talking live in person to somebody else at the same time. At the same time, then they're also doing something else. We are building a whole generation of great people to juggle multiple things at the same time. They should love FM. It should be one of the most attractive professions in the future. The good news is that it actually can be attractive on a financial basis, and there are jobs in this area. At IFMA, we have basically our own kind of ladder in terms of experience and the competencies that are covered by our credentials. So if you look, let's see if this has a laser. I don't think it does. Anyway, there at the bottom of these 11 core competencies, the FMP covers the basic 4 in terms of leadership, finance, business, project management, and operations and management. The SFP takes a deep dive into sustainability and really focuses on the whole environmental stewardship and sustainability aspect, as well as covers all of the different disciplines and how they can be applied in a sustainable fashion. Our CFM, which is our highest level credential, which is a certification that validates, one, your knowledge of all 11 core competencies, as well as your experience. It covers the whole entire aspect. So what we look for is people with experience. They can reduce that amount of experience that they need as far as being able to take the exam. That exam can be taken around the world and also is going to provide a foundation that will help you anywhere in terms of operating facility management. We have what we call an FM learning series that has just been launched to help prepare people for the CFM. What we try and do is basically promote the FMP as our basic must-have credential. No matter which side of the fence you are, whether you're a service provider, a vendor basically selling services or products into the facility management market, or somebody who's young coming into the profession for the first time, the FMP is a great basic foundation to provide you with that, the facility management. All of these programs are available online as well as in person as far as live teaching. The FMP is what we call a designation. It is an assessment-based course, so therefore you go through the modules and then you have multiple assessments as you go through. As long as you continue to pass those assessments and you continue to advance. Sustainability Facility Professional, SFP. What we are finding is that the people that are taking the SFP, we have a 96% satisfaction rate in terms of people who have taken the course. One, they find it extremely relevant. No matter how much somebody thought they knew before they took it, they come away from it learning something. But most importantly, many of the people that have taken the SFP already have gone back to their organizations, implemented sustainable programs that not only have created a much better, stronger corporate citizen, organization citizen, they have also then created savings in terms of operating costs, energy management, water conservation. The SFP is our newest credential. It's only been out for a couple of years. So I encourage that if you are in a position that is focused on sustainability and environmental stewardship, take a look at this. This is something that will help elevate your ability to administer sustainable programs in high-performance building situations. The CFM is one that has been around the longest for IFMA, and it is definitely a global credential that is focused on the highest level of experience in terms of facility management. The CFM is not just designed for people with a title called facility manager. The CFM is designed for people who are definitely committed that facility management is their career. As we all know, we have many different job titles. The job title does not make a facility manager. Facility management is about, as we talked about, broad disciplines with a variety of different titles. When we look at the titles of our 24,000 members, we have thousands of different titles, as you can well imagine. We can't just put down a pull-down list and say, okay, select one. The CFM is definitely assesses your competency. You are not required to take any course beforehand. You can just sit for the exam. So if you have that experience and you've even been in the marketplace and facility management for a long time, what the CFM does is it validates that. It tells the people in your profession, your organization, that not only are you very smart about facility management, but it validates that by having an external party do that for you. The CFM requires renewal. You have to maintain that. You have to basically, you're saying that you're dedicated in facility management, that you are going to continue your education. As we know, everything changes rapidly. And especially in FM, where it's very heavily technology-based, we have to keep up. So in order to be able to say that you are a CFM, you have also committed yourself to maintaining that and maintaining your relevance in your areas of core competency. So we can talk about the benefits of the individual taking these exams and the credentials, and we can actually demonstrate that people who have taken them actually usually get promoted more rapidly and also have higher salaries. But most importantly, what is the benefit for the organizations that our professional members are working for? What's the benefit to them? And as we talked about, it establishes a common vocabulary, not for just facility management, but also for the facility management operations inside of that organization. It is a way of basically ensuring competency, both of new hires and of the employees that are part of that organization. It can build a competitive advantage for that organization. If you have people that are trained fully, it will absolutely help your operations. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was sitting next to a person on a stage similar to this, who was talking about how they'd implemented a program within their organization about making sure that the professional development of their employees took a high priority. They actually funded that with several thousands of dollars a year. And they said probably over the last couple of years, it's maybe spent about $140,000 on professional development. So one of the questions that came from the audience was, well, that's great. We understand why you did that, but what was the ROI back to the company? The gentleman said, we have been able to reduce our operating costs by $30 million per year, and we directly attribute that to raising the bar and raising the education level of our employees. So I'm going to assume that there's probably none of you out there that would are out there for facility management, how to manage contractors and service providers, and then also how do we track customer relations. So this is all starting to roll out. Our first series is already out. The rest of this will be available before the end of this year. Here again, go to IFMA if you're interested in something like that. We also at IFMA put a lot of focus on benchmarking and research. We now have just relaunched our BEX product, which is our online benchmark exchange. It is completely new and updated, much easier to use. And if you're looking for good, solid benchmarking information, I encourage you to go online, put your information in there, and really get some very much value. It costs you nothing to put your information in there. So why are we doing this? We talk about this in terms of the younger generation. The next generation of FMs are going to be facing with more challenges, more complexities than what they've ever done before. The good news is that what we're finding from the IFMA Foundation Accredited Degree Program is that we have 100% placement of all students coming out of an FM degree program. They usually have multiple offers when they are graduating from these degree programs, and they usually have starting salaries in terms of US dollars between $65,000 and $85,000 a year. That's not bad for somebody coming out of college. So we at IFMA are continually trying to increase that awareness of FM. We're trying to attract people to come into the profession, and we do that also through the foundation. Working together, we are able to generate scholarship programs, continue with the credentials and the degree programs, as well as look at accrediting programs around the globe. So far to date, our foundation has actually given away over $1.2 million in scholarships. Coming together for conferences like this is where we actually establish our networking, sharing of best practices and solutions. IFMA offers the same types of conferences as well. Coming up in September, we have World Workplace in New Orleans. If somebody's looking for an excuse to go to New Orleans, look at the World Workplace, September 17th to the 19th. We also have 2 fusion events now, one in Canada, one in the US, as well as a World Workplace Asia, which will be in Hong Kong this year at the end of October. So IFMA's been around since 1980. We are the world's largest and most widely recognized global association dealing with facility management. We support more than 24,000 members located in 97 different countries. We have 131 chapters around the world, Actually, as of a couple of weeks ago, it's 132. We just launched a new chapter in Malaysia. IFMA is a great organization that wants to work together with the facility management arena. We want to work together with other facility management associations to help spread the word, advance the profession, and create an environment for facility management as a discipline, as a profession, and as a career for the young generation to come. So thank you very much.